Hi, my name is Krislyn Mattei, and I'm a Creative Memories advisor as well as a content creator for the Creative Memories home office. So recently I created a layout for the CM blog using the silver and gold collection. My goal with this layout was to showcase a variety of the designer and accent papers. So I decided to make a flag banner or bunting because it looks so festive. And I wanted this to look kind of like a celebration page. So you can find directions for this layout on the Creative Memories blog. Just search for Party with Pizzazz, Silver and Gold Scrapbook Layout. The technique is a really fun one, and so I thought I'd show you how I made it. This time I'm going to use the Painted Garden collection because I just can't get enough of that collection. It's just gorgeous. Plus, it's the collection I'm currently using for my family album, so I'll make some progress with my own pictures as well. Win-win, right? And I love to use Festive albums in my own scrapbooking, so I'm going to show you how I adapt sketches and designs to work with the Festive pre-printed pages. So to create the layout that we're going to do, and it'll be a 2-page spread, we're going to need the Painted Garden designer and tone-on-tone papers, white cardstock, the bright gradients Festive refill pages, and those are the ones that go with the Painted Garden collection. We'll use the custom cutting system with circle patterns, the circle cutter, the 12-inch trimmer, microtip scissors, tape runner, repositionable tape runner, foam squares, and a black pen. Okay, so we're going to start by choosing a couple of pages, a nice layout from this album. And this is the beautiful Painted Garden Festive album with the Festive Gradients pages. So you can see we have a lot of really beautiful options. Just an incredible collection. And really versatile. It can go with any kind of pictures, but the colors are just so delicious. So I'm thinking with the layout that we have, any of these pages that have this border on the bottom will work perfectly. Just looking at the layout and noting that there is kind of a horizontal pattern that goes on the background makes me think that this would just blend in really nicely with it, versus something that had something on the sides wouldn't go quite as well without doing some real changing. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with the types that have this on the bottom. And we have a few to choose from. They usually repeat several of the patterns throughout and just change the colors. So there's this beautiful purple one. There's this gorgeous yellow one. We've got this orangey ombre, and then there's this beautiful green. I'm going to use garden pictures for my album, and I want the flowers to really pop out. So I think I'm going to use this green spread. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to create our layout. We're gonna make some bands that go across the whole layout, just like it does here. But we're not going to do this inside piece with the background piece because I just really love the colors that are already on the page. So we're going to leave that alone. Just place a little bar of paper across, and then we'll create our scallops, our bunting that goes across the top. So let's get started on that. Get out the cutting mat, and we're going to use a piece of white cardstock to make that. Now you've got a couple of options. You can use the jumbo circle pattern, and you can cut on the outside, start with the blue blade, then do a circle without moving it, do a circle with the green blade, and then finally a circle with the red blade, and you'll get some rings. I'm going to be using the circle cutter because I really love how exacting it is And I love being able to use it for something like this. It's just a little bit more precise. I'm going to get the measurements exactly the way I want them. And the way that this works is you're going to press down and hold on this larger knob here. And when you press in this white lever and push down to engage the blade, you can go around the entire circle and cut your circle. And it's just a perfect cut. Okay, so we're going to line this up at the 10.2. And we're going to just center this on our white cardstock. And I'm going to engage the blade and cut a circle. And without moving it, I'm going to unscrew the housing, move it to 10 inches. Tighten it back up. Cut another circle. Again, without moving it, I'm going to unscrew the dial and go to the 9.8, just one more bar below. Tighten it back up. And cut another circle. And so now you can see we've got 2 rings, and we can cut these in half. And we'll use about 3 of these halves. And these will be our little strings to hold our little bunting. Next, we're going to take our small circle pattern and the red blade, and we're going to find just a bunch of scraps from the Painted Garden collection. I have a whole bunch of them here, and there's so many beautiful patterns and colors, and I'm just going to cut out a whole bunch of circles. And this is, again, the red blade on the inside. And you can cut a whole bunch and just kind of set them aside. We're going to need about, I don't know, maybe 20 to 25 of these little circles. And just cut a bunch so you have several to choose from. Okay, hopefully we have about enough here. And what we're going to do with each one of these is we're going to fold it almost in half. There'll be a little bit of a crescent showing here at the other side, and we're going to use the longer side. We just want these to be a little bit longer in the front. So you're going to fold your pieces in half. And you can vary the sides so that you have some that are printed, some that are not. I mean, make it, you can really just use as many colors or as few colors as you like. I kind of like just showing as many of these gorgeous papers as I can. So that is what I'm doing, is just making it so that there are just a lot of different colors to choose from. Okay, now we have all kinds of options to choose from, and we're going to just take one of our little half rings, and we're going to use our repositionable tape runner, and we're going to start to build our little banner flags. And I'm going to put a little bit of tape on that fold and a little bit underneath, just so that when I slide it on here, it's going to hold nice. So just kind of, you can leave a little room at the ends, and then just slide this over your ring, and it'll look like this. Okay, so this is the front side, that's the back side, and it's kind of holding into place. And I would just vary the colors and leave a little space in between as well, so you've got a little bit of that white showing, because that's kind of part of the fun effect. Okay, we'll let that one be finished for now, and we'll get to work on another one. Okay, and then finally we'll do this one. And again, it really can be however you want. Start with, use whatever colors. I just think the more different kinds colors and patterns, it just kind of makes it all the more fun. Okay. Now let's bring back our album and let's try to make this layout come together. So again, I was going to choose this beautiful set of green pages. Oftentimes I work, with the pages outside of the album, but today I'm going to go ahead and just build this right on the pages inside the book. And so when I'm going across both sides of this layout, I kind of want to just arrange these in such a way that I'm going to be able to get 3 of these across the page. So when I figure out kind of how I want that to go, then I can just start taping it down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of repositionable tape runner on the back. It should be enough to hold it. If it isn't, you can always go back and add more solid tape runner later. But if you think you might need to move this around a little bit, it's kind of a nice idea to just let it be repositionable for the beginning. So this one I want to kind of go straddle the jeeping here. So I'm just going to cut this. And I'm going to place one side of this on either side of the page. Just kind of set it there and just see how this is going to work. Maybe something like that. Okay. And we'll put this one all the way across this one. Like so. Isn't that fun, you guys? I just think it is so festive and cute. And I think it really kind of pops off that green. Now we can just take our scissors and we can just cut off the little extra pieces that remain. Okay, so it's starting to come together. That was the hardest part, and now we're just going to cut our strips that are going to go along the bottom. And so now in the instructions, it says to cut 11.5 by 4-inch strips, but since we aren't using an inside piece here, we're just keeping it the full page. We're just going to cut 2 4 by 12-inch pieces. And now you can see that these are going to fit just really nicely right along. And I don't want to cover up the beautiful, I don't know what this is, herringbone almost, this, or trellis. I don't know what you'd call this, but it's so pretty. I don't want to cover that up. It's such a nice feature of these pages. So I want to keep the best parts. Okay. Now when we look at the original layout, it calls for one large photo mat here and then 2 smaller circles. And when I adapt this to a Festive Fab page, I just have to kind of consider my photos and what I think I'm going to want to put on there. I like the idea of these big ones, matted ones, and a couple of circles, but I'm probably going to want to add some more room for smaller photos as well. So I'm going to start by just cutting a couple of mats. And these I'll just cut to 4.5 by 6. And these two can go kind of right like this. And then I want to be able to put some smaller photos over here. And then I think I'll just take those 2 round ones and I'll divide them up across the page. So now I'll bring back my cutting system. And the directions say there's a large photo, a large round, and a small round. I'm going to cut them both small. And we need 2 circles using the red blade. Okay, now let's take a look. We've got this gorgeous layout coming together, and I'm going to put one photo kind of down here, and we'll put one up here. So we're kind of keeping with the original intention of the layout, but we're taking some liberties. We're making this work for us and for our pictures, right? Okay. So at this point, I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to add my photos and journaling, and I'll come right back and I'll show you the completed layout. Okay, so here's my finished layout. And I love how this looks on a 2-page spread, and it really pops on these beautiful Festive Fab pages. I added some embellishments from the Painted Garden embellishment pack. I added some script letters to make a title, and then I did my journaling. The photos that you see on the sides are both 4x3, so I've got 4 4x3 inch photos, and these 2 are 4 by 5.5, and then of course I used the green blade inside the large circle pattern to make photos to go inside the yellow circles. And I love how this looks on a 2-page spread, and it really pops on these beautiful Festive Fab pages that go with the Painted Garden collection. I just love how that turned out. I hope you liked it too, and if you like this video and want to see more like it, please give me a thumbs up. Maybe hit subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified next time I post a video. You can also find me on Facebook at Krislyn Mattei, Creative Memories Independent Advisor. There you'll find additional layout and border ideas, as well as updates on new products and upcoming events. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.